From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
March 11th, 2016, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
Oh, we made it to Friday.
Yes, we did.
I'm so excited. Okay, very quickly. Today is the 11th, and that means today is Johnny Appleseed Day. The legend has it that Mr. Appleseed rather, was supposed to be a real person, and he came to America with his knapsack full of apple seeds and spread them across the nation, and trees were growing like bananas and like crazy, and we had apple bananas everywhere. We had apple banana tofu and apple banana cakes and stuff. All because of Johnny Appleseed.
Johnny Appleseed.
That's right. Everybody thought we were growing Johnnies, but no, we were growing apple trees. That's exactly right. Johnnies came later.
You heard it here, folks.
So there, yeah.
Whose birthdays?
Oh, yeah, let's look at the birthdays for today. Tricia O'Neill, the actress, is 71. Susan Richardson, you know her if you saw her. She's done a lot of soap operas. She's a very pretty lady, blonde, very pretty. She's 64 today. Peter Berg. I remember Peter Berg from Chicago Hope. Remember that medical show some years ago?
Yeah.
He was one of the guys that was one of the doctors. And I'm trying to remember, he played Thomas Gibson's roommate, and I'm trying to remember his character's name, and I can't. Dr. Somebody.
Wow.
I mean, that wasn't his name. Anyway, Peter Berg. He is 54 today. Very talented guy. He's doing a lot of directing now. Yeah.
Great.
Anyway, there you go.
Great.
All right. April 15th, Have a Heart for Kids. April 15th, Have a Heart for Kids, a program sponsored by the Communities in Schools. Selena Bennett there doing a fantastic job on Communities in Schools. This will be held on April 15th at the Terrace Room in downtown Goldsboro. $30 a couple, $30 a person, $60 a couple. Sparkles and spirits, hors d'oeuvres, entertainment, silent auction and raffle and all that stuff. And it's sponsored by, of course, Communities in Schools. And you can send your checks for this, if you want to go ahead and do that, to 308 North William Street, Goldsboro. Or you can email for questions, sbennett at ciswayne.org for more information. Now, don't you have a raffle or something coming up tonight? Is that tonight?
We do. It's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow
on the 12th, which
Okay.
is Saturday, we are going to be at Walnut Creek for the 3rd annual Friends of Seymour Johnson AFB Gala. Friends of Seymour Johnson started 3 years ago. It's a 501c6 organization and is an arm that is working very hard to make sure we're doing what we can to help support Seymour Johnson on efforts that they can't do. And some examples are the work with our legislators and you know, with the House Bill 484 is a perfect example. I think the community is now familiar of the wind farm mill issue that came about a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And when you have to fight legislation, it takes two things: talent and very smart people.
Yes.
And money.
And money.
And
That's
so
right.
this is the 501c6 organization. The chairman is Jimmy Edmondson, and the Military Affairs Committee chairperson, Mrs. Julie Daniels. They've been working very closely together to put together another great event. We're going to have retired General Jodis with us, Ralph Jodis. He's going to be the keynote speaker, and it's a great formal event. We're going to have, I think we're knocking on 200 now, so I think we'll have a few more that will trickle in, and it'll be another great, important event to have in our community, and we're going to have raffles included in it. So all week this week, people have been going online and purchasing $10 tickets. And these baskets they're just $10.
Really?
It is incredible. You can go online, pick which basket you want. We've got 7 huge baskets. We're talking packages for Disney World trip for families, hunting packages that include the hunting trip and the gear.
Wow, and the gear.
And the gun and the Yeti cooler and all this stuff.
Oh, wow.
We've got a getaway at the Umstead that includes spa packages and wine and all that fun stuff. We've got a fitness package with the Goldsboro Family YMCA has a membership, and we've got all the tools and tricks you need to get your fitness going. So there are some great baskets, and for just $10 you can get a chance at it, and you are helping support the efforts of the Friends of Seymour Johnson AFB.
All I can say is what a great organization that is, because you got Julie Daniels there and you got Jimmy Edmondson, and those two alone are two powerhouses, right, in their own right. But let me tell you something. Nothing, and I mean absolutely nothing, is guaranteed. Now, we have been with Seymour Johnson's been here since the late 40s as a military base, as Seymour Johnson now Air Force Base. But many times it's come so close to being lost because of the narrow-mindedness of some people in that large capital city north of us.
Yeah, I mean, there are decisions made every day, and the wind farm mill is a perfect example.
It is.
And it's like, well, what does a wind farm mill have to do with anything? It would have been in the flight path for training route, okay? Which means the training couldn't continue to happen, which means it would affect the mission readiness of Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. So there are decisions made, and this is kind of a broad statement for us to all be mindful of, and you know, there's an opportunity that the Chamber's given the community on Friday, April 8th. Communicate with our legislators. When our legislators caught wind of this, I believe Ben Seegers was the chair. He was the chairman of the Military Affairs Committee at the time. Got a phone call, being the notification that there was an application for this wind farm mill. He got on the phone with our legislators, and John Bell, Representative John Bell, all of our legislators fought this thing. We've got great representation. The thing is, it's communication. That's what everything boils down to, is communication. So there are decisions made every day in our own local community, at the state level, and of course, you know, in Congress, that affect business, our health care, education. Everything is touched by people who are making decisions. So we just need to be and make sure we're informed as citizens. We need to make sure that if we are aware of something, that we communicate it with the right people, because it could have been a much different outcome.
It could have been, yeah. We're very fortunate.
And when the community found out that first year that we needed to form this organization to be able to have the funds, the County of Wayne and the City of Goldsboro and the community members that supported that effort, it's unlike anything I've ever seen. And that recent recognition as one of the great American defense communities, one of 10 in the nation, is your community right here, Goldsboro, Wayne County.
Exactly right.
And it's because of the citizens and the county and city relationship. It is unsurpassed.
It is.
It's unsurpassed.
So as I say, there are no guarantees at all. So we need, and I mean literally need, Seymour Johnson Air Force Base here in our community. So just remember that, keep that in mind, and thank goodness we have the Friends of Seymour to help us keep them here. All right, here's very quickly, before we go to our interview, here's our trivia question for today. The category is cult movies.
Ooh. Cult
movies. The dystopian cult film Mad Max. You ever heard of Mad Max?
No.
Oh, okay. The Mad Max, with all the weird cars and everything, was made in what country? That movie was filmed where?
It's not fair. I've never heard of it.
You never heard of the movie? Okay. Well, it goes back a few years.
We'll see. Maybe you at home have heard of it.
Really, yeah, maybe they've heard of it. But Mad Max was indeed a cult movie, and very popular still, believe it or not, among cultures. I just made that up.
Yeah, you did.
I know I did. Anyway, we're going to go to our interview. We'll be back. Today we're talking with Matt Whittle, and Matt is the executive director of the local Restore Habitat here, Habitat for Humanity, which includes Restore, of course. How you doing?
Doing well.
Good to see you
this morning.
Good to see you as well. Now, a lot of things going on with you guys.
A lot of things going on.
All right. Well, all right. Let's start at the beginning, which is a good place to start. What's going on?
Always is.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of exciting things going on right now. You mentioned the Restore, so we'll start there.
Good.
The Restore. I was honored this month to be the DGDC's Meet Me Downtown Business of the Month.
Congratulations.
And we're excited about that. For us, it's a big honor, recognition of some of the hard work that that our store manager, Rodney Wren, and his folks have done there,
Right.
making it look good, giving it a good setup and feel to it. And so we've got some special sales going on this month.
Have you?
They're all on Facebook, so different opportunities for folks to pick up some items on the cheap, earn some Restore bucks, some special dollars that you can spend in our Restore.
Okay, well, how do you get to the Restore Facebook page?
Well, we have a new Facebook page now.
We have a new Facebook page.
New Restore Facebook page.
Okay.
It's Habitat Goldsboro hyphen Wayne Restore. So Habitat Goldsboro Wayne Restore.
Habitat Goldsboro hyphen Wayne
Hyphen Wayne
Restore.
And
Okay.
it'll take you right there. That's where we're sort of directing that traffic for the Restore, so folks can keep up with sales, can keep up with specials, and any other sort of events going on at the Restore. And of course, our regular Facebook page will continue to talk about what Habitat does and volunteer opportunities and that sort of thing.
And I take it that's Habitat Goldsboro.
Habitat Goldsboro Wayne.
Habitat Goldsboro hyphen Wayne.
Hyphen Wayne.
We got to have that hyphen in there.
The hyphen's important.
Got to have the hyphen. Okay, Habitat Goldsboro hyphen Wayne. And the Restore is Habitat Goldsboro hyphen Wayne Restore.
Exactly.
Hey, I got it.
Pretty easy.
It is.
Pretty easy.
It is. If you get everything in order.
There you go.
All right. All right. Now, what else is going on at Habitat for Humanity?
The other exciting thing going on is we have coming up, and I guess coming up in really 2 months, but now's the time for folks to start preparing for, putting on the calendar, is our 2016 Women Build.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be May 5th through May 7th. So Thursday, May 5th, Friday, May 6th, and Saturday, May 7th.
Now, exactly what is Women Build?
Women Build, it's a program that Habitat International encourages all its affiliates to do all across the country this week before Mother's Day to get as many women in the community as possible together to come out and work on a house. So we're going to have the site open, as it always is, but we're asking especially for this, women who want to come out and build, who want to come out and be part of this process, even if they don't have any experience, even if they don't think that they can swing a hammer. Trust me, I can't swing a hammer, and they still let me come.
Okay.
So, anybody can come out there.
We did this a couple of years ago, and it was very successful. And the women out there working on the site just did an amazing job. It was great. They have supervisors to help them through
supervisors that if you're unsure or just to make sure everybody's on the same page doing the work that needs to be done, we have site supervisors out there, and it runs pretty smooth.
It sure does.
I've always heard that people enjoy it.
It was very impressive the way it was organized and put together, and as you say, they have supervisors there. And the women are out there doing the hard stuff. I mean, they're hammering away and sawing and running the equipment.
Up the walls.
Yeah,
and
putting the
roof
walls
on,
up. Yeah.
It's
well, I don't mean
raising the roof.
Raising the roof. Here we go.
But no, it's a good time. And we have room for 30 women each day.
Great.
And if we can get that many each day, that would be amazing. It'd be an amazing turnout.
That's fantastic.
It is a $100 donation to participate, and of course, all that goes back to helping purchase the supplies for the house.
And as with all Habitat houses, the people that end up in that house will actually be there working on it as well.
Right, they'll be there for at least part of those 3 days working on the house. They're required to put in a total of those 300 sweat equity hours before they can purchase and move into the home.
All right. Wow, Matt, there's a lot going on.
There is. We're excited about it. It's spring and things are moving forward.
Things are hopping right now. All right. What else do we have? Is there anything else we need to talk about?
I think those are the two big things I wanted to highlight today.
I do want to mention that every time I go in a Restore, you're moving things around. You got new stuff in there all the time. You got the best selection of used books I have ever seen. Absolutely. You really do. And
we got some new ones this week too.
See, there you go.
So
There's always something new. And upstairs, my goodness, you've got all kinds of stuff upstairs.
Absolutely.
All right. All right, and Restore is on Mulberry Street, downtown.
Yes, 124 East Mulberry.
124 East Mulberry, there near John Street. Easy to find. Got a big sign that says, Restore.
Can't miss it.
Can't miss it. All right, Matt Whittle is the Executive Director of Habitat for Humanity and the Restore store and
Absolutely.
other stores like that.
And one thing before I forget, if people are interested in the Women Build, we have a sign-up form on our website.
Oh, okay.
Which is just habitatgoldsboro.org.
HabitatGoldsboro.org. Go there and sign up for the Women Build. What are the dates on that again?
May 5, 6, and 7.
Okay, just before Mother's Day.
Absolutely.
All right, great. Thanks, Matt.
Right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Well, today in the studio, we welcome a scout by the name of Remington Garner with Troop 23. Remington, how you doing?
Doing pretty good.
I appreciate you coming in, man. Thanks for being with us. We want to talk about scouting, specifically a particular area of scouting, and that is the Eagle Project. Now, what is the Eagle Project? Describe that to me. What is that?
The Eagle Project is basically you get your troop, like members, parents, people from the community, and you do a project together to show everything that you've learned throughout scouting, like leadership, work, basically all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much it.
Taking responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah. Organizing. Yeah.
Organizing, planning, having everything laid out.
So does each potential Eagle come up with his own project?
Yes,
Did
sir.
you design your project?
Yes, sir.
What was your project?
My project was putting a walkway and a flower bed around a sign at Oakland Fire Department, and putting bushes in the walkway.
Okay. The walkway and around the sign, and I believe the flagpole as well.
Yes, sir.
You did some work out there as well. Now, part of this is that you picked up through scouting is leadership.
Yes, sir.
So, how did you approach this project? How did you determine what you needed to do?
Well, first off, I was going to do a project at the church. I was going to do something around the flagpole there, but there was already something there. So I went to the fire department, and I was looking out at the flagpole, and it was just basically just grass. I was like, I want to do something out here, so I went and pulled the board into a little meeting room and sat down, and I told them that I would come back in about a week with some drawings. I come back with a couple of drawings set up, and they liked everything that I drew out and had laid out and everything.
Well, that's pretty impressive. So you went before the board there at the fire department and presented your project
Yes, sir.
with drawings. Who did the drawings?
Me.
You did. Are you an artist?
No.
But you didn't have to be, did you? You just had to convey the idea,
Yeah.
and they liked it.
Yes, sir.
So when did you start your project?
Well, I started my project last year, around October or something, and planning it all out, having to sit down, talk about everything, get all the measurements, come up with how we're going to get the rocks and plants and everything.
Yeah. So from October until you have finished the project, I take it?
Yes, sir. The project's finished.
Until just recently you did that.
Yes, sir. I got probably like a week or two left on paperwork to do, and then I'm gonna go before the board, or like the scout board, April 7th at their roundtable meeting.
And all potential Eagle Scouts, before you become an Eagle, you have to create a project like this and complete it,
Yes, sir.
and then they have to approve it.
Yep.
Now, you can't become an Eagle without going through this process, can you?
No.
Okay, so you will become an Eagle when?
Um,
Providing everything goes through.
well, April 7th, once after the board review, if they like everything, at the end of that meeting, I will be announced as an Eagle Scout, and then once I have my ceremony after that, I'll officially be an Eagle, have my pin and everything.
How long you been in the Scouts, Mr. Remington?
Since I was like 10.
Really? You must have really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, a lot of camaraderie. You enjoy camping
Yeah.
and all outdoors? Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's a lot more to scouting nowadays than there used to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot more involved with that. What are some of the things that you enjoyed besides the outdoors that you enjoyed most about scouting?
Well, I like going out to Camp Tuscarora. We had you can shoot rifles, shotgun, to do BMX, water sports, and all that kind of stuff.
A lot of outdoor activities.
Yeah. We did. There was a couple classes you could take like inside. There was like you can do basket weaving, underwater basket weaving, learn how to make baskets.
Underwater basket. No, I didn't know there was underwater basket.
Yeah.
You actually go underwater and weave baskets? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. Well, you have a big bucket of water and you stick all your the wood.
Oh,
stuff in
okay.
it,
All
and
right.
then you weave it under the water because it makes the wood softer.
Softer and it's
so you
more
can bend it.
pliable.
Yeah.
You know, that makes sense. You have a lot of merit badges, and I know they were all hard to come by, and they're tough to earn, but you earned several merit badges, all the merit badges. But this pen right here sticks out. Can you tell me what this is about? What's this pen about?
Gun country is about you go it's a month-long process, like paperwork filling out. You go and learn more about like religion and everything to a church that you would like to go to, and you basically go and sit through there and learn more about their religion, put yourself closer to God. And there's also another pin that's called God in Our Community.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically a bunch of group of people from community, and you go sit down and basically do the same thing, but get with other people and learn how they do things and everything.
Very good. So you have, over the course of several years now, since you were the age of 10, you've learned how to become a leader, you've learned how to organize, you've learned how to start a project, and most importantly, complete that project. So where do you see yourself going from here? What's your plans? What's your future?
Well, actually, whenever I graduate this year in June, I plan to enroll at Wayne Community College in criminal justice and go through that program, and then go to BLET and start there.
And get into law enforcement.
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations on that. That's an excellent choice.
Thank you.
All right. So what would you, if you had any advice to give to a young person about getting into scouting, is it the right thing to do, or would you advise them just to make sure they wanted to do it, or would you tell them just to go ahead and jump right in? What would you tell them?
Well, whenever I first started Scouts, halfway through, I was really thinking, I don't want to do this. It's kind of hard, but sticking all the way through, it's worth it in the long run. You learn a bunch of great qualities and everything that you can use in everyday life.
Yeah.
And getting your eagle, it looks better on you. It shows other people, it shows jobs, people in the community that you went through that step, you took that journey, that you accomplished all of that, and that's something to be proud of.
It is something to be proud of. And we're proud to have Mr. Remington Garner today with us with Troop 23 here on his way to becoming an Eagle. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
Today we're at the Wayne County Public Library talking with Director Donna Phillips. And Donna, this is Poetry Month, I believe.
It is. April is National Poetry Month.
And as a result of that, you have asked several people to come in and read their favorite poem.
That's right. This year, Wayne County Reads' theme is poetry. We're calling Wayne County Reads project this year Passionate for Poetry.
Oh, boy.
And so what better way than to invite the community to come out the whole month of April and to share a poem that they're passionate about.
Wonderful. Let's get an example right now. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm David Weil, and I'm working on a poetry game that involves your recognition of famous lines from famous poems. I read one line, and you will have to see if you recognize that poem. I won't wait long between lines. So here we go. In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree. Stop all the clocks, cut off the telephone, prevent the dog from barking with a juicy bone. They took some honey and plenty of money wrapped up in a 5-pound note. My candle burns at both ends, it will not last the night. April is the cruelest month, breeding lilacs out of the dead land. Listen, my children, and you shall hear. Oh, somewhere in this favored land the sun is shining bright. He was a gentleman from soul to crown, clean-favored, and imperially slim. Sunset and evening star, and one clear call for me. Whose woods these are, I think I know. His house is in the village, though. But I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. How do I love thee? Let me count the ways. Blessings on thee, little man. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, She dwelt among the untrodden ways beside the springs of Dove. I'm David Weil, and I'm reading a poem called Invictus by William Ernest Henley. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate, I am the captain of my soul.
Hi, I'm Shirley Edwards. Today I'm reading a poem by Langston Hughes. It's called I Dream a World. I dream a world where man, no other man will scorn, where love will bless the earth and peace its path adorn. I dream a world where all will know sweet freedom's way, where greed no longer saps the soul, nor averse blight our everyday. A world I dream where black or white, whatever race you may be, will share in the bounty of the earth, and every man is free. Where righteousness will hang its head, and joy like a pearl attend the needs of all mankind. Of such I dream my world.
We're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. This may be kind of a short segment here because we went on a little long. No, none of that. No. Very quickly, free blood pressure checks are given at the Senior Center by an RN from 3HC every first and third Tuesday of each month at the Senior Center, and that will be from noon until 1 o'clock. Somebody will be there to check your blood pressure and all that. And the next one is on March 16th. March 16th from noon to 1 o'clock. And that will be an RN from Gentiva. If you want more information about that, you can call Paula Edwards at 919-705-1785.
Very good.
The category for today's trivia question was cult movies. And the question was, the cult film Mad Max was made in what country? Well, if you remember all the sand and the dirt and everything in the desert, the answer to that is Australia. It was shot in Australia, and that's where all the weird cars and everything were kicking up all the dust and everything. You got to see it. Well, no, you wouldn't like that. It's a guy movie.
Wait, it recently came out? Is that what Bria was saying? There was a remake.
There's a remake of it.
And
yeah.
were they just on the big awards presentation and they won a bunch of awards?
It could have been. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah. Okay.
The Oscars.
Yeah,
thing.
Jeremiah had seen it.
Oh,
It
has
looked
he?
awful to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
It's not.
interested.
It's not a
I would
latest
like
movie.
to watch the movie that you covered earlier this week. Who's coming for dinner?
Guess
or
who's
what?
coming to
Guess
dinner?
who's
Yes.
coming- What's for dinner? That's more my speed. I'll watch that one.
Listen, you want to see some amazing acting. Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn. It doesn't get much better than that. Of course, they had a little thing on the side anyway, but that's beside the point. But Spencer Tracy, Katharine Hepburn, and Catherine Houghton, Katharine Hepburn's niece, played one of the leads in that movie, and Sidney Poitier played the other side, the love interest.
I'm going to watch that.
Yeah.
Not this other stuff.
Not Mad Max?
No.
All right. Well, yeah, Spencer Tracy was mad, but he got over it. It's a great movie. It's a classic. Anyway, I guess that's it for today and this week. Now, we're going to be here Monday, and I hope you're able to join us at that time. Monday, we begin again at 7 o'clock, and then at noon it repeats, and then it re-repeats at 5:30 in the p.m. So join us then. And until Monday, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.